What's up everybody, I'm Dwayne and I'm a dude with an Autotude, and today I'm here with my friend Rick showing off his street rod from the 40s. Comment below if you know what I've got here beside me, but without further ado, let's get into it. Well, thanks, Rick. I appreciate you letting me interview you on this 40 Ford. Can you tell me a little bit about it?
Well, it's a 1940 Ford. Put a 5.0 Mustang motor in it and four-linked it, coil over.
Oh, wow.
Four-wheel disc brakes, air conditioning, power steering, leather interior.
Oh, wow.
Made it to cruise.
Yeah, exactly. When I saw this thing, it just caught my eye because this is what I envision in a 40 Ford. It's what I was taught. This is how they're supposed to sit.
Yeah.
Front's supposed to be like this, and
Right.
it just caught me off guard because it's been a while since I've seen
Well, thank you.
one like I would do it.
That's kind of what we wanted to do, was make it retro. And I think the biggest question I get is, what's that color? You know, it's just something that we just kind of put together and came up with. So I guess,
Was it?
Yeah, it's not really a name of a color or anything.
Well, I like that. It goes really well with the color of the interior and the chrome. And
yeah, we just started tweaking some green. And
I like the matte finish. That caught my eye as well.
Yeah, I'm a matte guy. I went through the shiny stuff and kind of like the matte.
Yeah. So is this a business coupe? Okay.
Yeah.
So you have a 5-liter engine in it.
Yes, 5.0 out of a 95 Mustang, fuel injected.
Okay. What about the rear end? What do you got back in there?
It's just a Ford 9-inch.
Ford 9-inch.
Yeah.
What kind of gear are you running?
I think it's 373.
Get your little highway in there too. Cruising, like
Yeah.
you said.
Yeah.
Cruise around and be able to take it everywhere you like. And
I've been about a year build now, and I've probably got about 2,000 miles on it.
how long did it take you to get it to this point?
Probably almost 3 years.
Okay.
2.5 to 3 years. We got the body here in Wichita, and I think it came out of Colorado. It was a pretty solid car, so we didn't have a lot of metal work to do as far as a lot of rust and stuff.
That actually helps,
Yeah,
doesn't it?
yeah.
It makes it much nicer, more enjoyable.
Yes.
And I know you're running the steel wheels on it.
15-inch steel wheels.
Yeah, I like that. That really makes it stand out, makes it look old school.
Yeah.
Look like a hot rod, but can cruise, you know.
Yeah, I was thinking about white walls, and then I changed my mind. And
you can change tires anytime, right?
Right.
So
yeah,
I like the beauty rings and the black and just everything. It looks like you took some time to think about what you wanted.
Thank you.
Did you leave a straight axle under it, or does it have independent?
Yeah.
It's independent suspension.
Yeah.
Would you use?
It's an aftermarket, came out of Speedway Motors, so we could put that Mustang motor in it.
Is it similar like a Mustang 2 front end?
Same as,
something like that?
Right.
Oh, okay. I bet that rides real nice.
Yeah, it rides. It actually does ride pretty good.
Is this your first 40 Ford, or have you been
first 40 Ford?
A Ford guy, or mainly Chevy or Ford?
Pontiac.
I've seen other cars in there you have.
Yeah, we've gone through some cars, a few Pontiacs, and decided to do this one.
Yeah, this is one of my favorite years.
Yeah, the body lines on it they're unreal, I think, on a 40.
Yes, just everything about them. They're just so classic. You see them in the old movies. And
it's amazing, 80 years ago they could come up with this and build it like that.
Right, exactly. The designers Ford had was just, you can't beat them. You really can't. Every year that Ford came out with the 32s, the 34s, the 40, the 39s, the 40s, clear up to the 46, 47s, 48s, 49s, it's just...
36 is the next.
I skipped that one.
I think the 36 is pretty cool too.
36, 37s,
36 coupe.
Yeah, pretty nice. Can we look under the hood?
Well, of course.
Oh yeah, that thing fits in there nice. Nicely done. These are always like how these fenders are low in the hood. You can just get to everything.
Pretty much got the firewall cleaned up, and
you have a aluminum radiator, serpentine. That's kind of nice, having the serpentine belt. Nice having all the later model stuff on it with the engine and
underneath is pretty much all modern.
Same frame.
Yeah, it's stock frame.
Oh, that's pretty nice. Headers, man. I'm used to seeing so many of these. People put the Chevrolets in them.
It's easy, and everybody's got 350s or LSs anymore.
This caught my eye with the distributor up here, and I thought, oh man, I need to see that. I haven't seen this one before, and it's really nice.
It was a little challenge, but I can see why they LS them, because everybody knows everything about putting an LS in. When you go to do one of these, you got to get it programmed and everything. everything, and it's a little different than.
I'm still a Gen 1 small block myself, so I haven't even got into the LS.
Yeah.
I think it looks good with the Ford in it.
Yeah,
I like what you did with the grill. Incorporate the color into it like that. Man, this thing just sits nice. So who did your interior?
Plum Crazy down south of town here. I think they're down by Hayesville.
That's original seat?
That's original seat, yes.
That looks real nice. I've always liked those dashes. What I like is that the dash feels like it's low. It's down, you can see over the dash. And did you finish your trunk out?
Just carpet in it.
Oh yeah.
It's halfway finised.
Nice storage.
Yeah.
These are huge.
The trunks of these things. That's why they hold all the booze in them.
The booze. And I think they also put like false walls in there maybe and had them to where you can
do a lot with them.
Hide them. So you said it has coilovers,
yes,
and so does it hook up pretty good then?
Yeah, I didn't build it to super hot on the motor, but it gets down the road. Yeah.
You want it to scoot a little bit and enjoy it. Yeah, that's what I noticed too walking up on it at the car show. I noticed the emblem of the Curry axles. And I was like, okay, this guy knows what he's talking about here. I need to talk to him.
Yeah, you don't want to cover that up.
No, you don't. The old running boards. I like how you put the chrome on it, and the chrome bumpers and everything. I think it stands out with the matte finish. Yeah, really does.
A lot of that stuff's getting hard to find. That's stainless.
Is it? That's right. It is stainless.
Yeah.
It's all stainless.
Right.
I forgot about that. They knew how to make this stuff.
Yeah.
Make them to last.
Luckily, you can polish it instead of have to go get it re-chromed. If it's a decent shape, you can polish it up.
Well, can we hear it run?
Sure. Seat, it's got a lever over here, and you're supposed to have a spring, and it locks down. And and just now I've been trying to get it to go back since last night, because I pushed on the brake going in and it went forward and I couldn't get it back. Just now we got it to go back.
Need two of us in here. It need to be we call it squared up, probably going back.
Need to.
So I'll let you know, all these years growing up with these, being around them, and I've never really been in a ride in one.
Oh, really?
So this is my first ride in a 40 Ford.
Well, you're going to want one after this.
I know. I was sitting in here taking pictures, and once I sat in that chair in your seat there, I was
just kind of
like, oh no.
Got comfortable.
Yeah, I was like, oh no, I'm going to have a problem when I leave here, because now I'm going to want a 40 Ford. Years ago, my uncle again had a all original 40 Ford pickup with a flathead in it, and I wish I would have bought that from him years ago.
There's a lot of cars, that over the years you think, oh, I wish I'd have got that or had one. And
oh yeah, or you get rid of it and realize that I wish I had that back. You don't realize at the time sometimes it's not really what it's worth. It's your experience and what you've grown up with in the car.
Right.
And it's like, oh, I wish I had that back. This is a pretty drive. I noticed the vegetation on this side of town is more, I like this.
The only thing bad is living on a dirt road.
Yeah. I don't think I'd change the dirt road though to leave the. This is
once they pave
beautiful.
It, then you got all the traffic.
Right, exactly. Just have to drive slow down the dirt road, and then, when we turned coming up here, I saw the dirt road and I thought, I wonder if he washes out before he goes to the shows, or does it really because it didn't look like, you lived on dirt road.
It's bad. And about the time you get out on the dirt road and you don't see anybody, and about the time I get out, I'll look in my mirror and here comes somebody 60 miles an hour down the road.
You don't want to gun it out here. I feel like I'm sitting really low, like it's lower. It's just, but it's this is cool. I like how you can see the hood. Sometimes you can't see those fenders, though, can you?
Right.
That's neat.
It's the one thing about these cars, they're hard to see out of as far as backing up and the
blind spots, maybe.
Blind spots and stuff. Like I said, the fenders you can't see, bumpers.
But you know where they're at.
Yeah,
you're used to driving it.
Yeah,
definitely. Something I noticed on the, we were talking when I was looking around this. The color you chose on the outside really complements with this interior color.
Yeah.
And then I noticed the black headliner. I didn't notice that until just now, and it's like, oh wow, that really made the moldings and everything, the doors, everything pop out. It just looks classy, very classy.
I think that's probably the hardest part on a build is when you start having to come up with the colors for everything and try.
Right.
And I mean, I guess it's like anything you're picking colors for, but you want the body color, and then you got to try and find something or the interior and little things that'll highlight all that. And
you don't want to have to do it over.
No.
Or wish that you would have gone another route but didn't do it over,
And then I went and bought the leather for the seats and the interior, and then we couldn't. The leather is just it's kind of got a reddish maroon, and it's so hard to find. We couldn't find a carpet so we just went with the brown. Brown.
It's so muted that you really don't
something
tell.
Like the carpet.
You don't tell.
By the time you fill it all in.
Yeah. And honestly, everything else in this interior draws your eye, the attention to your eye. That you don't notice that at all. These dashes are just really. Is that the original dash?
Yes.
Instrument panel?
Yes.
Oh, that's cool how they put it all together.
This is just an aftermarket that sets in with the tack and everything.
Oh, I like that.
And then I've got a drive-by. It takes a while to catch up, but it's a drive-by GPS speedometer.
Oh, that's cool.
So that's what this is.
All the computer stuff you
don't have to go through the gear on the transmission and all that.
Don't have to grease it every so often.
Yeah.
Oh, this thing cruises smooth.
Yeah.
There's no bounce. This feels like a brand new car.
Ready to go coast to coast.
You could. I'd rather ride in this than a new car if I was going on a trip. How far have you traveled with it, or have you done that?
Yeah, I went to Des Moines, Iowa in July.
Oh, wow.
Up to the Good Guys.
That would have been fun.
That was the farthest trip I've been on.
Now, let me ask you, I do have to ask you, when you go to those, staying in hotels and things, possibly, I don't know, unless you know somebody that lives there, how do you feel about leaving the car out in the parking lot? Was that a concern, or did it bother you at all? Or
well, at the car show, when there's a lot of cars, it doesn't. But if you're out on the road by where you're your only car in the parking lot like this, you kind of want to park right. You want a room where you're right there.
You can see it.
You can open the window drapes and look at it, but.
Maybe open the window to hear anything that might.
Because there's a lot of stories about that. Waking up in the morning, your car is gone.
Yeah.
One thing we did put a kill switch on it, so I can kill it at night, and it's not activated.
They can't just start it or take off with it that way. When I was a kid, we were at the Lake Afton all-wheel show one time, and another a distant cousin had a 40 Ford, and it was all original. He put it back all original, and he got back in it to leave, and somebody had the gall to steal his radio. So it's like they had the time to do that.
Yeah. And when they steal them, they're not real gentle about taking them out.
No, yeah, they're wanting to go, but yeah, you don't get a lot of wind in here with the window open.
No.
I'm gonna roll that up and see how it feels like. Oh, you got the. Oh, this has air conditioning. I just felt it. Yeah, you told me that. Okay.
You gotta be comfortable in there.
Yeah, that's right. A lot of the old hot rods I've been in lately, it's just we've had to have the windows down because it's been so hot. But hey, this is great. I like how those mirrors kind of sit up there. They're right.
And you can actually see, a lot of mirrors are hard to get them adjusted and stuff, but I can see pretty much everything I need to with no bigger than they are.
Yeah. Really neat seeing that long hood. What kind of transmission do these come with?
It's out of a 70s Ford. It's not electronic.
Okay.
It's just it's a overdrive, but it's not electronic.
It's made for the highway.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna have a problem after riding in this.
It AOD.
Oh yeah.
AOD.
Yep. Automatic overdrive.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I was saying I'm gonna have a problem now because I'm gonna want one of these. I tend to say that in a lot of cars, but kind of growing up around these, and now actually riding in one.
You have to go see Sonny.
Yeah, I will. I will. Takes time to build one. Time and money.
I got a speedometer now. It takes a little bit to get the satellite.
Oh yeah, but you can kind of gauge how fast you're going. You know if you're speeding or not.
Yeah, but what's nice is they're pretty accurate. You don't have to worry about your tires being oversized or something.
Is that a steering wheel a little bit smaller one?
Yeah.
Okay, like a 15-inch, 14, 15?
Probably 15,
I like how.
Yeah, probably 15 or 16.
It's nice how you can now get parts for a lot of these old cars. It's nice getting the original parts, but it's nice having that option.
Some of these cars you can buy, almost build a car with all the aftermarket.
Oh yeah. I know they're starting to sell the steel bodies to the 55, 6, and 7s now.
And the Camaros.
Camaros, the 67.
You can buy a whole body.
Yeah. And I even believe some of the, the 32s, well, I know the 32s, like the Brookville bodies, they own the Ford stamps.
Yeah.
So they use the exact stamps that Ford used. And they're even using the same gauge of metal. You wouldn't want the new metal on these anyway.
Yeah. All it takes is money.
Money and time. But building, you said it took you around 3 years to build it?
Yeah.
Sometimes that's, a lot of people, well, I'm the same way. I try to hurry. I said, oh, I can't wait to get this done.
Yeah.
Can't wait to do this. But there's times when I'm working on my pickup, and it's just kind of mental therapy, and I enjoy it.
A lot of that stuff you don't realize how time consuming. Just little stuff just takes forever.
Oh yeah.
Wiring and.
Definitely does.
Building the motor, put for the motor mounts and just tweaking stuff.
How you want the motor to sit. A lot of these, like you said, it's got an older transmission hooked up onto it, and then you got the length of your drive shaft, and it's not you know, you're making it custom, making just about everything.
The motor came with out of the Mustang had a 6-speed manual.
Yeah.
So then I wrestled with manual, automatic.
Right.
And decided that probably just for cruising, maybe do automatic. But now that I look back, I think, well, maybe I would have liked that 6-speed.
Yeah, that would have been fun too.
Yeah.
But you know, I like the story of how you actually get this out and drive it on long trips.
Yeah.
That's pretty neat.
The only thing it doesn't have is cruise control, and
right.
Your old foot gets a little tired after a few hours.
Is that something you might add later?
Yeah, I suppose you could.
Is there anything on this that you plan on doing, or are you just ready to cruise?
I hope not. I think I'm done. After a build, it takes a good year and probably 1,000 miles to, you know, get all the little bugs,
break it out,
all the
break
nuts
it in,
and bolts tightened down, and
yeah, definitely.
And then you're kind of nervous when you go out on the road the first few times. You don't know,
right,
if everything's gonna hold up.
Make sure it stays running. You want somebody following you, maybe first, or at least stay close to the house, off the highway. Well, thanks, Rick. I really appreciate you taking the time to share this thing with us. It's just, I've really enjoyed this.
Yeah, you shouldn't have any problem finding cars to interview. There's a lot of them out there.
Yeah, there are, and I'm really enjoying this. I get to meet people, and and I get to ride in cars that I normally wouldn't, you know. So it's been fun, been real enjoyable. Get to spend time with my son.
Yeah.
Too. Need to get my other two out there and help me interview and get them going. All right, everyone, we just got done checking out Rick's 1940 Ford Coupe. I just want to thank Rick for having us out here showing us his beautiful street rod. If you haven't done so yet, be sure to hit that subscribe button down below, and thanks for watching all the way to the end. Anyways, we'll see you next time on Dude with an Autotude.